Hello, friends. Welcome to Mask Monday. So I almost didn't make it. I almost didn't make it home. Um, it's not really that dramatic. Um, but as I talked about a little bit, I think last week, I went to Phoenix for a conference for work, and it was pretty interesting. The flights there, we had to do two flights. We were fine, left on time ish. Um, we're good. Weren't turbulent. I didn't get very nauseous. I usually do get nauseous. I tried a different anti-nausea medication. It's Bonine, Bonine. Um, it worked better than Dramamine, and it's less makes you less sleepy. So that was all cool. Went there. We got there Tuesday morning. We kind of had the afternoon. I was able to meet up with my aunt Patty and my cousin Grace and her little baby, and we spent afternoon together. And then Wednesday, I had the conference until about 2, and then I just kind of walked around downtown Phoenix a little bit, saw some street art that was pretty cool. Was it what? Thursday night, I have a friend who lives in Phoenix. We got to go to dinner and go out for a little bit. Um, Friday after the conference, we just chilled. I went with two coworkers Saturday. Had the conference till about noon. We went to the Phoenix Zoo. That was pretty cool. Oh, that reminds me, I forgot to tell you about the mask. It's one of these animal masks that I got from Temu. I got a pack of 10 for like less than $5. It's a giraffe. I got to see a giraffe at the zoo. So that was nice. But let's get to going home. So our flight was supposed to leave about 5:30ish. We got to the airport in time, plenty of time, just chilling. We boarded. It was set to take off right on time. Doors closed, and then they're like, "Oh, some light came on." I don't understand all the lingo or whatever. We gotta check it out, but usually it's not a big deal. And they're like, "Okay, we checked it out. Usually it's not a big deal, but this time we have to fix something, but it shouldn't take long." Shouldn't take long. They fixed it and they're like, yeah, just give us a few minutes to do the paperwork and we'll be on our way. Well, once again, a few minutes is not a few minutes. So it took, I think it was about an hour, maybe more than an hour when we were originally supposed to take off that we took, which I mean isn't the craziest delay I've ever had, but our connection on the other end, we only had 45 minutes, which if we had left on time would have been fine because we flew into Salt Lake, which isn't a huge airport, and we were like in the same terminal, so it wouldn't have been a big deal. We would have made it just fine. And they kept saying, "Oh, we'll talk to the gate agents and everybody, and we'll see if we can figure it out." Well, it eventually came too late, and they weren't going to hold the plane or delay the other plane anymore. And they're like, "You should automatically get reassigned," which would have been fine, except for we were landing at 9 o'clock at night on Saturday. The next plane to our town was not until 9 o'clock the next night. So we would have to stay in Salt Lake City for 24 hours. And we were all like wanting to get home to our dogs, some of us to our husbands. One of my coworkers isn't married, but we were just, I like to travel, I like to have experiences, but I like to be home too. And especially after a long day, it's like I don't want to stay at another hotel. I want to sleep in my bed. I want to sleep by my people in my surroundings. So we were all really frustrated, and we were like, we can't do this. So we called our boss and talked to her. Our plan, what we wanted to do was just get a car and drive home. And she really didn't want us to do that because it was so late. But we landed about 9. By the time we got the car and everything, it'd probably be close to 10, and it's like a 6-hour drive. And so she was worried and wanted us to get a hotel and wait till the morning and either take another plane or rent a car then. But none of us were going to wait till like, if there was a morning flight, maybe, but none of us wanted to wait another 24 hours. And we talked about it more, and we just were like, we want to get home. So we were planning to rent a car anyway. even if our boss didn't really want us to do that, we kind of figured, one of my coworkers, she doesn't drive on the highway, so it was just gonna be me and my other coworker. And I was like, if you drive us out of Salt Lake City, out of like the traffic, which I've driven through Salt Lake once or twice, it's not the worst, but I don't like it. I'll take a nap and then I'll drive the last half. Not a big deal. I gotta get back on night shift anyway. That was our plan. As I'm leaving the the ramp that gets onto the airport, Megan and Beth are waiting for me. Megan's like, come on. I'm like, what? We're running? What are we running for? So Megan books it. She's much more athletic. So she booked it, and I was just following them, and like Beth was kind of in between us. I am the most out of shape, I'm going to guess. So I was last, but yeah, they held, I don't know exactly what happened, but they held the flight for us. And I am running. So it was like, we landed in like terminal or gate like A34, and our flight home was A7. So that's quite a distance. But I'm running. One of the gate agent guys, he's like, Caspa? I'm like, yeah. And he grabs my roll-on, my carry-on, the one where I got the ticket, scanned it, got down there. I am just huffing and puffing. I'm dying. My shins are on fire. And I am just like barely making it onto the plane. And the flight attendant's like, would you like some water? She gave me a little bottle of water. And I just like walked down the aisles, and I saw Beth and Megan. And I just kind of plopped down somewhere. I didn't even look. I didn't even know my seat number. And when I thought about it, I looked at my seat number, and I wasn't even in the right seat, but I was the last one on, so I guess it didn't really matter. So, and we were just all, I mean, we were all like almost in tears because we were so frustrated and didn't want to stay, and we wanted to go home so bad. And then we were like in tears because we were so relieved that we were going to get home. We took off. It was actually a pretty smooth flight. The flight from Phoenix to Salt Lake that night was horrible. It was one of the worst turbulence I've had. Thankfully I didn't throw up though. But no, we had a good flight in. We landed. I think we only landed like maybe a half hour or so after we were originally supposed to land, so that was nice. Then, we get up to like the walkway where you walk from the plane to the airport. And we're waiting. And suddenly they announce that they can't open the door. They can't get the door open from the walkway into the airport. We're like, what the? We can't open the door. Yeah, they just couldn't get it. I don't know what the problem was. The flight attendant was just like flabbergasted. She's like, yeah, it's an adventure, guy. So they ended up, so when you go down the walkway, there's like stairs for personnel. So we went down the stairs, went outside, went into the airport that way, but finally made it out, made it home. It was amazing. I'm so glad. So I had planned on like getting some filming done yesterday, and I didn't get done. I was just chilling, relaxing, glad to be home. Glad I made it. So it's good to be here with you guys. But I want to hear like some of your like crazy travel stories and weird things that happen. I will never. I mean, my flights being delayed and like missing a connection, like that happens. But the whole door not opening thing was just new to me. So I just like want to hear some stories that you guys have. And yeah, I'm glad to be home. It was a good time. I do miss the weather. It was like high 70s, low 80s in Phoenix. It is like, I think it was like 17 degrees earlier today. So a little chilly, a little snowy, but it's home and I'm glad to be here. So yeah, guys, share some of your crazy, weird stuff that happens when you travel. I'd love to hear it. And yeah, thank you for your time, and I will see you soon.